We are live, and let's play the intro video.
Growing up, it hurt a lot knowing that you were the only ones at my basketball games, and when other people's father would tell me congratulations, my father wouldn't tell me congratulations because he wasn't even there.
It wasn't just one person that would attack him and bully him, taking his money, harassing him due to the fact because he had more things than maybe others.
And studies show that irritability in the average white teenager is often labeled as depression. That same behavior is more likely to be seen as disruptive in Black or Latino children, and doctors say that can lead to feelings of hopelessness at a very young age.
Welcome everybody. We are back. Listen, I know we've been gone for a while. This is our third episode of Troubled America. And as you can see, we have a new face, two new faces. Well, we see a new face and then we see a shoulder. Okay, there you go. Now we have two new faces. So thank y'all for tuning in. I see y'all coming in. This is an interactive show, so y'all are more than welcome to interact with us. Your comments will appear and will show up on the screen. So chat with us as we talk about a lot of things that is going on in America right now, besides the war, because the war is not happening in America, but it seems like Biden is trying to be a part of that war. Listen, they're not bothering us besides the gas prices, so leave those people alone. Let them fight their own war, okay? But
he needs to mind his own business.
Right, he needs to mind his own business, okay? That's what he needed to do. Biden trying to be like a black person, trying to be nosy. Shoot, stay out of them folks' business. Stay from over there off their soil. We got our own soil over here that we get under control. Like these
got our own damn problems.
Shoot, right. Shoot. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on in America, y'all. All the way up to the most recent event that happened, I want to say last week, if I'm not mistaken, in DeSoto, Texas, that we are going to talk about. And listen, we are going to talk about it. So let's do this right. Is everybody getting a lag or anything?
No.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we're gonna do first is introduce everybody. We're gonna start with Deborah and with Lady T. So Deborah, go ahead and introduce yourself to America. Okay, so Deborah, I think, is frozen.
Okay.
All right, let's go over here to Alex. Go ahead.
I am Deborah Williams. You hear me?
You're lagging real bad. Do me a favor, Deborah, log out and come back in. Okay. All right, Alex, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Alex Hamilton, formerly Alex Pope. I just got married. But this is my third episode, and I'm very excited to be here.
Okay. All right, Treasure, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Treasure. This is my second episode, and I am very, very excited to talk about these topics. So, yeah, get into it.
All right. And then Prudence the Offset, welcome.
Hello, everybody. I'm Prudence the Offset. This is going to be my first time on the show. I'm very excited, especially gearing towards the name of the show and the topics that are coming up. So, hi.
All right, and then we got Lady T. Go ahead.
Hey everyone, hello America. I'm Lady. I am here for my third episode. I love this show and the topics, and I'm excited to get into this meat of this conversation today. Thank you for having me.
All right, and then we'll have Deborah come back in. And of course, everybody know I am Corte. I am Corte Entertainment. Today we are making a bold statement, y'all. Alan said, "Oh, Alice, you got your bold statement shirt on."
I do.
What is that? Oh, man, we're gonna make some bold statements tonight. I'm going to be your host and moderator of today's show. As always, I may chime in here and there, but I would love for you all to chime in with us. So go ahead and type your chats in the chat box. Ladies, if y'all can, y'all are able to share it live on your all pages and tag your friends and family and stuff like that. We are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube as well. So make sure, y'all come in and chat with us. I think Deborah is probably coming back with us. I'm going to add her real quick. Ooh, that background is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Deborah, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You still have a lag.
Let me try my other computer.
Okay. All right. So while Deborah is trying to get everything situated, what I am going to do for everybody, since people are coming in, let's go ahead. I'm gonna play the video one more time to let y'all know what we're going to be up against today.
Growing up, it hurt a lot knowing that you were the only ones at my basketball games, and when other people's father would tell me congratulations, my father wouldn't tell me congratulations because he wasn't even there.
It wasn't just one person that would attack him and bully him, taking his money, harassing him due to the fact because he had more things than maybe others.
And studies show that irritability in the average white teenager is often labeled as depression. That same behavior is more likely to be seen as disruptive in Black or Latino children, and doctors say that can lead to feelings of hopelessness at a very young age.
All right. So as you see, we're going to be covering topics. Mothers raising sons. Not necessarily single mothers. It's going to be all mothers, single mothers, mothers with two parents in the home.
I think we got her.
Huh?
I think we got Miss Deborah.
I think we do. Deborah, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick to America.
Okay, hi, I'm Deborah.
Oh, yes, there you go.
Yes.
Okay. I'm me now, okay? All right, what exactly do you need to know? I am single. I am a grandmother. I am celebrating. All year long, I'm celebrating. I just turned 65. So I'm celebrating that all year. I am a regional recruiting manager for a major employer here in the area. So if you need a job, come see me. Other than that, I'm a news buff. I like to stay on top of news, anything that's happening, because it's going to affect me some kind of way or somebody I know. So I'm also in the acting industry, theater industry, on stage and backstage. So I'm just trying to keep myself well-rounded in all ways.
All right, and that you guys is Deborah. I'm telling y'all may see me do a lot of moving around. I have to work on 3 devices, so just bear with me. But hey, we're gonna get it through. I run a whole network by myself, but it's okay because we're gonna get it. All right, so Let's go ahead and get started, y'all. So the first thing that I have is let's get into what went down last week, since it's going to be our main topic. So before we dig into it, let's go ahead and review a video. I'm going to warn y'all, it is going to have some violence in it between a substitute teacher and a student. So I'm warning you now, if you do not want to see violence, you are able to log off or pause your screen until the video is finished playing, okay? And here's our video. Our video, I think it comes from CBS DFW, but you will see in the bottom, so make sure we give credit, okay?
Some major changes are coming after students and a substitute teacher are all caught on camera throwing chairs at each other in a North Texas classroom. Take a look. This happened at DeSoto West Middle School yesterday. Because of the incident you see here, DeSoto ISD is canceling classes tomorrow. Teachers are still going to be coming in. They're required to come in and discuss changes maybe to improve safety on campus. Some of the changes going into effect already includes more hallway monitoring, and students will now not be allowed to use their cell phones or headphones during the day. DeSoto ISD says the incident you see here is under review. All parties will be held accountable.
All right. So as you saw, there was a situation between student and substitute teacher. Do anybody have any background story on this? I know when I read about it, that wasn't in the classroom that student was supposed to be in. So that was one strike against him. And then that was just from what I read, he was jokingly throwing around the chairs, being funny, how kids do these days. But it went a little bit too far. That's the information that I have, that I read briefly. Anybody else have any background on that particular story before we dive in?
I read where the substitute teacher was retired. He wanted to give back. That's why he was coming back into the system working. He's 72 years old. Okay. That right there was just so disrespectful. But he was working substitute because he had 2 grandchildren that were in his home at this time that he's raising also. So he said his retirement took care of him, but because he had the 2 grandchildren, he came back out into the workforce, just trying to give back and help people. No other word on what they're going to do to him or anything, He apologized, but I don't know how people are going to take that.
Right. Anybody else have any feedback? I mean, not feedback, any background story on this?
I read where, but I don't know how true it is, like on Smash the Topic, I don't know if I can say his name, but they had said that the substitute teacher, the reason why the desk and stuff started getting thrown is because the kid was supposed to get out. And as he was leaving out, I guess, how kids is, they had some words back and forth. And the substitute, whatever the kid said, really got to the substitute. And the substitute says, well, while you at it, why don't you tell your mama to come and get some of this dick?
Yeah.
And that's
right to do something. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I read. I don't know.
I mean, when I read that too, I'm like, that does not sound like, yeah. It was real strong. I'm like, whoa, we getting serious over here. Come ride some of this.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, I'm sure he got pushed to say that, okay?
Yeah.
So, so with that being said, what do y'all think about this situation? I feel like a lot of the students today need a little bit more discipline. I feel like we need to bring back the old school discipline they used to have in school. Because when you send your kid out to school, you send them to learn. Do y'all feel that we should go back to the old ways of discipline inside school?
Absolutely.
It didn't kill us. It didn't kill us. I can remember being paddled by a teacher who was a family member. Okay. And, like go back home and tell who did this to you, because then you go home, guess what? You're going to get it anyway. Absolutely. And my thing, because I knew he was a family member, I kind of, mouthed off a little bit. No, it's like he had this paddle. We had paddles back then. It wasn't anything wrong with that. You got paddled.
Yeah.
We're still here. Okay,
Same.
my butt's not flat. Okay, my butt's round.
Yeah,
I got a lot of
same here. I grew up in a private school, so we got paddled too. As soon as we act up, the teacher will instantly paddle us and correct that behavior now. But nowadays, you can't even whoop your children without police getting involved. So parents then got so soft, and our generation catching on to it. And they're taking advantage of it. Literally, nobody can put their hands on me, because every time I watch that video, I cringe. Like, it's no reason why things should have got that escalated. Because even if a teacher says something very, very inappropriate, I truly feel like they can go home and tell their parents and let the parents handle it. It should have never got physical. That chair was this close to hitting that man's head, and
it did hit him.
He's 72.
Yeah,
that could have went really, really wrong.
It did
But-
hit him, you know.
But Treasure, it did hit his head because he was bleeding. If you
Yeah.
in the video,
I didn't see that.
the video and say he's leaking. I think that's the video where it say he's leaking or bleeding or something like that. And when it panned by, when he walked by, you can see the blood on the side of his face.
Yeah.
So yeah, he threw the chair.
And
Wow.
he
So-
even gave an
The
interview.
story gets deeper and deeper. I didn't even know he was bleeding. Because at that point now, that kid, you know, depending on how his age is, he can get charged as an adult. He can do some time for that. That's like an assault.
Yes.
Something like that with a deadly
Assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, them discs are heavy.
But you know what?
I know.
I kind of like don't believe he could have been. It's supposed to be he was walking behind the kid, walking out of the classroom. The distance between them does not look like the teacher could have been that close to him saying those things.
Right.
Way away from.
He's way away from him, probably telling him to get on out of his classroom, you know, and the child mouthing off and go show off and everything.
Because he was.
If that would have been mine, y'all would be bringing me cigarettes, and I don't smoke.
And here's my thing, real quick, and I'm gonna let Alice chime in real quick. I'm happy that now we are recording things because it's being documented and we can use it. But at the same time, nobody stepped in to help this teacher at all.
Right.
Now, on the flip side, what made you take your for this to happen? Because it almost, I'm not gonna say it was planned that, you know, they was gonna throw the chair around or whatever like that, but it's almost like you took your phone back because you knew something was gonna happen and you want to go viral, like everybody want to do these days in the violent way. Yeah, you are viral, but you're viral for the wrong thing, because now everybody sees the trouble that you're going to be in. Like you said, depending on his age and how he get charged, to me, it looked like it was self-defense. But I got another question to add to that, and then I want y'all to feedback. But Alice, go ahead. You want to chime in on this real quick?
I respectfully disagree with everybody as far as corporal punishment, especially in school. I grew up, I got spanked, but my parents never allowed the school to spank me. It's just something that I believe should be handled in the home. With that being said, there are many parents that do not discipline their children, and that's why children are out there acting crazy in school. I think that there needs to be more discipline in the home, but I could never allow a school to discipline my child. And it's just, I don't trust adults. I don't trust anybody nowadays, especially with my child.
True.
Yes.
Now in the video, I think that I would need more context of how the situation began. But like you said, they knew something was going to happen or that phone wouldn't have came out. And every child takes advantage of a substitute teacher. I remember taking advantage of a substitute teacher in school. You can get away with everything. Now it was taken way out of context, and whatever grade that kid is in, good luck getting into college, getting a job, anything. They're going to know who that kid is, especially from a small town.
Exactly. Now, next question. Because me and my mom had a conversation, and me and my mom and brothers had a conversation. Do you think the teacher was wrong with throwing the chair back?
I think he didn't realize what happened and his instinct kicked in. I mean, who
Yeah, I think
expect
it was instinct.
it was instinct, man. I mean, a chair coming at you. Like you said, if he hadn't have ducked just that little bit, he may be dead. You
Yeah.
know, that instinct. I mean, honestly, how many times you might want to swing on somebody and realize, oh, wait a minute, you know, that's a kid. I mean, heck, somebody was turning my door handle last night, and I was like, who the f messing with my door? I was cussing like crazy. I called my daughter. She on the phone. It was my 3-year-old great niece. Hey, Debbie, and I'm like, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. But I live alone. I'm cussing away in here like, well, they can't get in, Deborah. You cussing them at the door. What they gonna do? Instinct. I'm in the fight and flee mode, but I was ready to fight to the door. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
y'all, come on.
Okay, now here's the thing. This is how bad this could have gotten. Remember, what's his name? Bob Saget, the comedian from Full House.
Yeah.
Remember they ruled his death to be what is it, concussion or something because he fell and hit his head, and then he fell asleep and he died in his sleep, and they figured out because from a recent head trauma. This could be the same situation with this guy. So people have to be careful with how they move around and what they do. And I feel like these kids are way out of control in school these days. Way out of control. Alex, I hear what you're saying about discipline in school and then not trusting people. I hear exactly what you're saying these days. I don't even know. I feel like it should be back in school, but should be back in school in today's time? No, because people's already abusing kids in daycare.
Yeah.
So they don't tell them what they're gonna do in elementary or to high school.
I can just see it getting taken way too far with discipline.
Right. Because how much of a discipline can you give before it's considered abuse?
And what qualifies for a paddling? Like talking back, physically hitting, like where do you draw the line as far as this kid gets a paddle but this kid doesn't? And then I feel that children of a minority would get, this is just my opinion, they would get it worse because I mean they're already stereotyped as it is. I don't want my child to get a spanking doing the exact same thing as another child and he gets one just because he's black.
No, I totally agree with that. But there are alternative ways of punishment in schools. Like we not only have paddling, we had to do exercise, hold our arms up till our arms
absolutely
squat, till our legs hurt, certain stuff like that. So I mean that could be an alternative, but that's definitely a good subject because what does qualify? I never thought about that. What does qualify for a paddle and what doesn't? As I'm thinking back, it's been so long since I've been to grammar school.
Yes. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Talking back, that was definitely one of them. But we kind of went by like a point system where if you got told, one day, like I said, I went to a private school, so we had to be quiet when we walk in the halls. We had to walk with our hands to our side. Like it was a lot of different rules, and it would be like we could get our name on the board once or twice, but that third time you get in the paddle. And I actually had, instances in my school where children would get in the paddle and they tired of it. They say not today, and they fight the teacher back.
Several
instances like that. Like, no, I'm not getting the paddle, and they disagree with the reason that they get in the paddle. Like, okay, well, you've been, disobedient today, so get a paddle. And they, well, no, I'm not because, this and that. And they didn't voluntarily get paddled, And so that also, opens up, issues there. Because like I said, I've seen my classmates in the 5th grade and the 6th grade hit the teacher. And I'm like, oh no, what's happening? And maybe the teacher, they forget their instincts as they should.
Yes, they don't be on their
and they fight back too. So I mean, where does you draw the line? So that is a good question. So
and then if you got a younger teacher, They might pop off faster, okay? Than old Miss Mary over there, Lakita over here, she gonna pop off on you,
Okay.
She pissed off by something last night or whatever,
She gonna get them. But you got to take into account of also the generation. Because I'm 35, but I think our generation was the last generation of youth. We're not youth anymore, but that can comprehend the whoopings and stuff like that. Because
so what are you millennials?
I'm a millennial. If you hurt these kids' feelings, man, they going to try to find a gun.
Yeah.
They going to try to find everything that they can do to hurt you with. So we got to be careful as in our approach too, because this youth, they don't understand discipline in the form that we may have, and so they take it a whole. That's why those chairs and stuff was thrown. They don't really understand the quality of life like we do, because if I take a desk and hit somebody upside the head, that person could die.
Mm-hmm.
But
they don't see that
like that.
They don't value life, like you said. They don't value life.
Now, speaking of kids taking guns to school and stuff like that, let's go back a little bit more. Where over in Mansfield and with Timberwolf High School, where the kid brought the gun to the school and then kind of find out that those kids was bullying him and everything like that. So I don't have the video of the shooter because it was on Instagram. I didn't get a chance to download that video, but I do have where his mom spoke. So let's go ahead and play that real quick and we'll weigh in on it, okay?
He was scared. He was afraid. There's a video that's all out on social media, and it shows that he was being attacked. It wasn't just one person that would attack him and bully him, taking his money, harassing him due to the fact because he had more things than maybe others. It takes us all. It takes us all to stand together about this bullying. It could have been a situation where he took the other turn and decided to commit suicide. What the decision that he made, taking the gun, we're not justifying that. That was not right. But he was trying to protect himself. And so we hope that the police department does the investigation properly. There are going to be independent investigations that's going to be done as well, so that we can get to the bottom of really what happened.
And you say that he was bullied exactly because he had, clearly y'all have a little bit of money, you know what I mean? Like, is it because of money situation, or what all are you saying that he was bullied about, and how many times did y'all report that?
Well, due to the fact that they were blessed financially, and so he was able to, get things maybe that other children could not get or teenagers could not have. And so because he wore nice clothes and because he drove nice cars and because he had the things, he was like a target, outgoing, loving person, being that he's been around his grandmother, his loving mother. They taught him to love, and he was a giver, mostly like up until the point to where he got into his senior year, and it really became he was a giver.
So the video goes on and on where they just ask questions. So with this particular situation, being bullied all the way up to the point to where your kid bring a gun to school and basically just go, I won't say go crazy, but he do what he think he have to do to stop the people from messing with him. And when I read about this particular story, he has went to the school, what you call those the people, administrators, and let them know that he was going through this situation.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't think about it. He went to the teachers and everything, and they still didn't do anything about it. So he took things in his own hands by going the route of taking the gun to the school to get do what he had to do. What do y'all think about this particular story as far as the school not doing anything to help these bullet students? And I'm gonna break it down a bit more. Bully Black students.
I think the teachers were jealous of him too, because he was driving a nice ass car.
So he was a senior in high school, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at the picture of that child, he was a humble looking child.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look like he could beat anybody. That's why he was getting beat in that classroom.
Yeah.
And still nobody did anything to help him. Do I blame him? Yes and no, but just like we just said, that immature mind doesn't know what to do but to defend itself. Okay.
My thing
Now,
is,
and the police were saying no, he wasn't bullied. Okay, they downed
that's
him.
what I was finna say. I was finna say, ask like, so the authorities said he wasn't being bullied, and you know that was his grandmother that was speaking out.
I'm not sure.
I don't think she was his grandmother.
What I wonder, what did they do? You know, to kind of coincide that, like, what did they do to combat that before? How if he's such a great kid, did someone in his family put that in his mind? Go get a gun, then ain't no teachers listening to you. So
take matters in your own hand.
Take matters in your own hand. Did somebody coach him to do that? A father, an uncle, a stepfather, somebody in the community, OG, who talked him into doing that? Because everybody knew that he was being bullied. His family knew. Everybody knew he was being bullied. So why does it have to go to extreme measures for anybody to understand where he was coming from? Like, why did that happen?
And thank God nobody got killed.
Yes.
Okay.
I just feel like that was just way too much. Like, I get the bullying thing, you know, especially cyberbullying nowadays. We didn't have to worry about that when we were younger, but bullying in the classroom, cyberbullying, you know, those will draw kids to do crazy things. But it's a million and one other things. Like, I feel sorry for anybody that's getting bullied in school, but to get a gun and almost take somebody's life over being bullied, that's just extreme. That's ridiculous. You're gonna end that person's life, possibly, and yours. And now you're gonna be in jail and you're gonna still be getting bullied and your life is thrown away. I just truly feel like if he was such a good kid, if he had such a good family structure, somebody, black mama, grandmama, baby, we move mountains, okay? We don't let the school just tell us, oh, we can't do anything about the bullying. We gonna come up there, we gonna wake your mama, tell your mama to meet me at the McDonald's, we gonna figure this out. Why is your son bullying my son? Let's get it together, let's make a change.
Yes.
Because my son not about to be going through this, okay? we do stuff. So I just truly feel like that whole situation could have got avoided if, one, the family could have been more you know, involved with being proactive with the school, you know, or the school even just stepping up and taking things like this serious, because kids are literally losing their lives over this. Some children get bullied to the point where they commit suicide. Like, that's for another story. But I'm just saying, like, the bullying is getting out of control. Kids are taking it to extreme measures. Parents need to really step in. My son is only 6. I ask him every single day, how was school? You good? You straight? Like, what's up? You know, you got to get active with your children and stay involved with them no matter the age. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that was just ridiculous. I feel like
think about it.
Turn to the bully.
Yeah. We had that same situation with the young white boy who said he was being bullied, and the parents bought him a gun.
Yep.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
So, you know, we're doing this here. Yeah, you need to get involved. Well, I'm gonna get involved, get a gun, you know, and then everybody in jail, people in the grave, you know, because you got your child a gun because he got issues, and then the teachers knew too he had problems.
Yep.
Let's
go deeper. Why if anybody's watching that has power, why did y'all take the after school programs out of the public schools? Why did y'all do that? Why? Because I worked for them and I miss my students. But when the way those kids were, like, that's all they had. So if somebody that has that power is listening to this show, y'all need to put those programs back in the school and stop stopping the ones with the little organizations like us from doing the work, because we got the answer. But them kids not having nothing to do, like, I'm the homeschool mama on the panel, but I'm very much involved in the public schools because I still have 2 in public school. and they're going through high school. And it's just why take the programs away? The only thing that kept these kids out of gangs, standing on the corner, having to take care of their families.
Yep.
And that's the only thing that kept those kids out of that.
Yep.
Now there's nothing.
I don't think they teach enough of bullying, kids with mental health, depression, and stuff like that in school. So these students could be okay with stepping forward and identify when they do have a problem or issue that they want to address. They just maybe, and it also happens. It starts at home too. Again, it starts at home. Like you had said, you ask your kid how their day was. Like you have to be consistent with. You can't just blow things off. Where did the gun come from?
Exactly.
Yeah. He had to have had access to it.
Access.
Yep. So it is. Yes, he's a good kid. He's a humble kid. This, but this little kid have a gun. So now you have to go back and find out how far back this issue has been with him. For him to feel like having a gun is the safest. Well, nowadays you need to have a gun, but still, like at one point he realized he needed to go get a gun to help keep himself safe.
Yeah.
Alex, did you say you was like a counselor or something?
I'm a social worker.
Social worker.
Yeah.
When it comes to things like this, what's your take on it from your career point of view?
In my professional opinion, I mean, more needs to be done. The school, if he was reporting this and his family was reporting this, the school system absolutely failed him. But I feel like his parents failed him in a way too, because like you guys said, if someone was bullying my kid, I would be up at that school acting crazy every single day until something got done.
Yes.
I don't care if he has to move classes, move schools. I want to know who's bullying my son and why nothing is getting done about it. But it also, why did this kid feel that the gun was his last resort?
Right.
Because a lot of school shooters, if that's what it seems like it would turn into, is a school shooting where he would go after his bullies, but a lot of school shooters turn the gun on themselves. So you have to think that in some aspect he was depressed. If I was getting bullied, I'd be depressed too. So those mental health issues need to be addressed as well.
Okay, so let's do this real quick because we're going to get into mental health. That was actually our last. Well, the next one will be mental health. Let me do a very quick, like 26-second commercial break real quick to get myself together, get y'all together because we're going to jump ship real quick. So
they say that a man ain't supposed to cry. Gotta keep it all inside. Never show fear, swallow them tears. Don't let them fall from your eyes. They say that a man ain't supposed to cry, but they don't know my life. Baby, for a girl like you, I'ma do what I gotta do.
So that's a quick little promo. I am back doing stage productions. It's been a while since I did a stage production. I think the last stage production I had here was back in June, and then we had one in November that got postponed. But I am back out there on the prowl. I love stage productions. This time I'm going home. I'm going back to Alabama with a stage production. And the stage, I'm actually going on the road outside of Texas at that. So that's a huge jump. We're going about 9.5 hours away. So that's a huge jump. It's a mixed cast. It has some Alabama cast. I have some Texas cast. So merged them together, and we have this stage production called Men is Supposed to Cry with a question mark, because that is the question. Everybody trying to say that, the black man are not supposed to show emotions, and I feel that's a lie, because they have things on the inside that they need to do. And with that being said, it goes to our next topic for today. And our topic is ending mental health stigma in the African American community. What are some ways you think we can try to end this. Let's start with you first, Alex, since you first on my screen.
Oh hell. So have you guys? I'm gonna start out. Have you guys ever seen the show This Is Us?
I never saw, but I heard it's very
okay.
Good.
It's amazing. But Randall, he long story short, Randall was an African American man adopted by a Caucasian family. And he kind of goes through the show, and even as an adult, it really puts into perspective not only a man's mental health issues, but a Black man's mental health. And he did an amazing performance on the portrayal of it. I feel that men think that they have to have this macho, tough look all the time. And my husband, I love him, but he tells our son all the time, like, you're not supposed to cry, stop being a baby, blah, blah, blah. Now, yes, my son does cry about a lot of stuff. He's 5. He's emotional. He's a Cancer. But I try to instill in him that it is okay. Like, sometimes you just get so frustrated you need to cry. And it's okay as a man. And I grew up in my dad, he will cry at the drop of a hat. So I grew up seeing my father being emotional and knowing that that's okay. And that's what I try to instill in my son and my husband as well.
Okay. Lady T, what you got?
I think that I'll be having this conversation with my husband all the time. Like, I'll be asking him, like, why men feel like that, y'all don't want to talk, or y'all can't express your emotions. Like, I'll be all asking my husband, like, and my sons, like, are y'all okay? Like, what's going on? How you doing? I'm all up in their mental space. And I think that if more Black men had that type of support, to know, like, you can come to talk to me about something. I'm not going to bash you. If your innermost deepest stuff, I'm not going to use it against you, but I want to help you heal, and my biggest thing is, if my men are healed, then they can go out and they can go heal another man and another man and another man. If I can use what I see in them, the greatness that I see in them, then they can use that out in the world. And so I think if more men had the support of a woman, of a strong woman, not saying that we haven't been there, but I'm saying, like, in this sense, if you do have that in your life, if you do have that, just check on his mental health. Like, right now, check on his mental health, because they show so much strong back that you really got to be in tune and know that, nah, it's something else going on. I need to know what that is. And that is very important to me. So that's how I deal with it. I can't reach and touch every man, but I believe if they had that type of support, somebody always asking them, are you okay? No matter, because men fight against that. My boys too, when you ask them, like, are you okay too many times, they be like, look, bro, I'm okay. Like, like, Mom, I'm straight. And I'm like, nah, I need to know what's up. And so I'm all up in their space. I just think if they had that type of support, to know that they can express themselves in more healing spaces, that we can kind of start to get a cap on that.
Okay. Deborah, the question that's up on hand is any mental health stigma in the African American community. So what's your take on that? What you think we can do to help end this?
Identify it within your family. Identify it and don't act like it doesn't exist. Identify it even if it's within yourself. There's somebody in my family in which we think there's an issue. And it's always, you know how she is, you know how they are, blah, blah, blah. And it's always pushed aside. But there's a problem there, because the same behavior keeps going on and somebody needs to address it. Go talk to somebody. take them to counseling, ambush them or something, okay? We're just going over here, get my hair fixed, and all of a sudden, walk in the back door of a counselor's office. I mean, any kind of way, but it's like identify it within the family, because it's got to start at the root someplace. We all had a crazy uncle, crazy somebody, and it was laughed at, and really it wasn't a laughing situation because that was a mental health problem that was not addressed. It's always overlooked and accepted, and it trickles down. Hence the bad babies. And don't say the baby's bad. No, they're not bad. No, there's something missing. Everything's not clicking like it should, and it needs to be addressed. Talk to them and see what's going on.
Treasure, what you got?
Yeah, so I absolutely agree with every single body. Everything they said basically sums up. So I'm going to just reiterate, because when Alex said, her 5-year-old son cries about everything, that's my 6-year-old son. The wind to blow wrong and he'll cry. And I'm like, what's wrong? And other people around him, his male figures, his dad and his uncles, they always tell him, stop crying, don't cry, toughen up, be a man. Boys not supposed to cry. You're crying like a little girl. And I get that's a man thing, but I truly believe it starts right there. Men from a young age are conditioned to believe that
they don't cry. Right.
I tell my husband all the time, that's toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Please have feelings.
They taught to, no, you can't have feelings. Your feelings not valid. That's not manly. That's not, everybody has feelings. Men, women, even animals have feelings. You understand what I'm saying? So from a young age, men are automatically taught that you got to be some macho. Life is crazy, okay? Some years you could be up, some years you could be down, and you want to release that emotion, you want to unpack it, but no, you got to hold it in because you're a man, you tough, you can't cry. And when you keep stacking that thing on top of that thing and you're not unpacking it yourself, and like Lady T said, I'll be all up in, they busy too. They mental health busy too. Just like you said, you good, you straight. Like I said, my 6-year-old always, what's good, what's going on. I know all the kindergarten tea. He come home and tell me everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? With my man, everything going on in his life, he tells me, and I always let him know, to the world, you can be tough.
Yes.
You're my show man. But to me, let me be your piece. Yes, okay.
Yeah, come down on me. Let me carry it for you.
I got you. And also too, and like Deborah said as well, that needs to be addressed, because sometimes men have this macho thing of having to deny, I'm okay, I'm good. It's okay also too, men, if you don't have a woman that you can lean on, or somebody that you can let those feelings out on. Self-therapy is excellent. Write down how you feel it. Like, I know it's not manly for a man to have a journal, all those things like that. Okay, cool, whatever. But to yourself, lock it up where your gun at, where your most prized possessions, whatever it's at. It's okay to today, just like Brandy used to do or Moesha or whatever, dear diary, today I wasn't feeling it because this and that reason, or whatever the case may be. Like, it's okay to unpack, and I feel like that's the reason why that mental health issue is in men, because they feel like they cannot, like the community don't let them validate their emotion. Like you have to let it out. Because me, I'm kind of a crybaby too. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If I feel some type of way, I'ma cry. I'ma get through it, but I'm gonna cry first. I'm get through it.
Nobody in here, and I'm crying me in the dust.
Yes. When I laugh, I be crying.
Yes.
I wake the whole little place up. It's just me and God in here, and I'm talking to myself, and all of a sudden tears. I think I posted it one day. Anybody just be feeling fine, and all of a sudden start crying. What is that? Yeah, and then it goes, and I'm back to singing and dancing like ain't nothing going on. You think I'm crazy?
Yes. A lot of people don't understand that. The emotion, when you gotta feel the emotion, and once you feel the emotion, you let it go. But if you continue to suppress that emotion, then that's where you deal with misplaced aggression. So you up to the woman and all that stuff.
That's when you got those marriages that are fighting and all that, because he didn't do something with it earlier in life, so now he's gonna come along and take it out on the next person who loves him.
So let me read this comment real quick. I'm gonna give my feedback on it. So Lance Green, which we all know who Lance Green is.
Hey, come here, baby.
He said, I think it's a never ending thing because it's an everyday study because somebody is always dealing with something. And that's true. And that is true. Everybody's always dealing with something, but that doesn't mean keep it in. Let that out. You need to let that free so you can be able to move on. Um, my my 2 cents on it. For one, this been going on forever. This been going on forever in the Black community, as far as I know, and from listening to my family members. Um, it started way back then, where the men always tell the young boys, like y'all said, you ain't supposed to cry. You need to toughen up. You need to, start doing this. You have to play sports to keep you there. It's okay if this. I get it. But on the flip side, we need more men to embrace other men. We need that. Instead of telling that young kid, that young boy, stop crying, talk to him, figure out why he's crying. That's an emotion that he has, that he has. It's an emotion. So instead of saying, stop crying, toughen up, only thing you're doing is slap a band-aid on it and hoping it go away. What happened to us too? It just, snap it up, but it's still going to be there. We need to figure out, we just need more men to embrace other men. I do it.
Yeah.
I do it. And there's people on Facebook that I'm friends with on Facebook and in public. I would text them or inbox them, hey, you good? What's going on? I love you, blah, blah, blah. You have to do that to other guys. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
And Alex said the perfect term. No, I'm gonna chop it up. Toxic
masculinity.
Yes. Because I'm gonna mess that word up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mess it up. That is the biggest thing out there. It is. We go on and on and on about that particular thing. I think on the next show we're gonna come back to this and have some guys on here.
Yes, that'll be good.
Yes, especially somebody who's able to release. Let's make them cry. No, I mean that.
So with that being said, that goes into my next topic. Y'all only got 2 more, okay? That goes to my next topic. Reason why I want to bring some guys on this show. Can a single mother raise a man? Let's talk about it.
I did that.
I don't think y'all knew this question was coming. I ain't put that one
hey, but you got the ones. Wait, I'm gonna do the same thing. You got the ones who did it, baby. Hey,
so
mine's
we're gonna do like we did.
I did that.
I'm gonna go one by one, and we're gonna make this a 2-part show. Okay, so the next show on the flip side, I'm gonna bring guys on, and I'm gonna try to edit this video so I can put out y'all different responses or whatever, so we can replay it for the guys to be able to hear it, and so we can get their side as to why they think a woman can raise a man. I have some video clips, but I forgot to edit those down, and those are like 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes long, and we have time to watch that there. I can't skip on here, so let me cut those down. But they'll be ready for the next show. So the topic at hand is: can a single mother raise a man? And let me check out the word single. Okay, can a mother, period, raise a man? Because not necessarily single, you can be married and not live in the same household because divorce is yet separated. So can a mother raise a man? So Alex, you first. Go ahead.
My mother-in-law was a single mom, and my husband is an amazing man. I mean, sometimes I want to hold the pillow over until he stops suffering, but she raised an amazing man. Listen, he gets on my damn nerves, but I love it. She told me I can't bring him back. So. No, she is a very, very strong woman, and she raised him. She didn't let him get away with anything. This woman, if he did not answer his phone, you better believe she went and found him to see what he was doing and making sure he works. He's the director of a car company. He is an amazing father. For not having a father figure, he is an amazing father. And I think that really makes or breaks a man, whether they have a father figure or not. But you would have never guessed. Yes, absolutely. He had straight A's. He did what he was supposed to do. I mean, he has his faults, but he is an amazing man, and I credit her completely because of that.
Okay. Lady T, what you got?
And on another point, if I had to raise my son by myself, my husband is amazing, but if something ever happened to him and he died, I can raise my son to be a strong, God-fearing man. Absolutely.
You can. And me personally, I feel like a woman can raise a man the right way. Can all women do it? No, because some have that thing in the back of their head that they can't do it because that's what has been installed in their head for years. But I feel like every woman can raise a man if they really put in the time as they do their daughters. You get what I'm saying? But I'm gonna come back to me later. Let me see what you got.
Well, can a woman raise a man? My answer is there are a lot of strong women that have those qualities, and they have done amazing jobs. I've been on both sides. I've been a single mother raising boys, and I'm a married mother raising boys. I can, if I have to, I can raise my sons by myself. But in order to raise my sons to be the type of men that I have in my head, I need to make sure if I'm going to raise a man, if I'm going to raise a son to be a man, I need to make sure that he has quality men in his life. Because there are some things like what we're talking about now, even in our last question, men are not comfortable with talking to us about, even our sons, no matter how much we raise them and baby them. My oldest son is about to be 21. There's some stuff he gonna go right past me and go talk to his father about. He's not going to come to me about it, no matter how much I try to. Now, if I had to, if we had to go back to that or have to do that, then yes, but I would make sure that I have quality men around my sons to be able to raise them up into the way. So I'm not saying that a woman can't raise a man, because there are a lot of, but when it comes down to mental health, men need men. Men need men. And I make sure that when we talk about toxic masculinity and divine masculinity, it's trauma, unhealed parts, not having men in your life, not having a father when you trying to father your children, and not having a father or a man to come talk to. You can come talk to your mama, you can come talk to your woman all day, but in raising other children or raising up yourself, trying to heal yourself, men need men. So as far as that goes, it's like a two-part answer. Right. If I have to, I can, yes. But on the healing side of things, no, because I need my sons to be around, have a plethora of men around them to learn from, because some things I just can't teach. I'm not a man. I don't want to operate in that role or nothing. So that's my take on it. No offense to nobody that's doing it, because like I said, I've been on both sides, so yeah.
I just put a topic down for our next show, gender roles, but we'll come back to that on the next show, because that's deep too. Deborah, what you got?
Having been there, done that, and still trying to write a book about it, I raised my son. I raised the boy to be a respectable young man. from raising him to be the young man who went off to college. When he got to Southern University, somebody else came into that role that I had and instilled other things that maybe I didn't know about, I did not touch on. And there were some qualities he came back with that were not, let's say, Deborah's Bible of things for you to do and how to be. Okay. Which, thank God, over the years, that's changed. He's matured. He's an attorney, so he has to do his butt right, do things right. But knowing that what I raised him from, the values I put into him as a young man, he still has those values. Okay. His father was in his life, we were divorced, but I don't think he was as strong an influence as I would have wanted him to be. Okay. Which I can't say, because when he spent time with his dad, maybe there were things done and said there that I wasn't privy to because they were out of state. I want to think, yes, a woman can raise a man, but she is raising a boy to be a man, because she's taking him from that infant on up. And those values are totally different than the ones he get after 18 years old, when they leave us. Somebody else is putting values in there too. So I'm going to take that feather and put it in my head, wig, whatever. I'm going to wear that. I'm going to take that crown and wear it. And yes, I raised that man, So his accomplishments, he had to have some roots.
Yes.
And that's where we as mothers have instilled them. I didn't mind him crying about anything because I need him to release. Because the man his father was, he didn't. Okay. And he was the one, you don't cry, you don't do this and that. But when he didn't, it came out on me. So my son, I like to say he's well-rounded in his emotions and everything, When he hurts, I know what he hurts. I can feel that. I can talk to him about it, When he's strong and he's doing his thing, hey, I'm right there cheering him on. So I think we can raise, but we do need some positive male influence, because I don't know how to be a man. Okay? I mean, really, the first male baby born in our family, we always standing around looking at his diaper like, what we do with that?
Oh, real.
Yo, my son just texted me today, no cap. He was like, Mom, I'm insecure about I said, you need to call your father for this.
I don't think you don't want to know about, like, yeah, I want to talk about that.
That's not like, but see, that's not like my mama when she be reminding me of my brothers all the time. I don't know why you don't want to talk about it to me. I already saw it before. I'm like, Mama, you ain't see it now.
He's like, baby, please, I know that looked like before you knew what it was, And my grandson, he's 19 now. I dare not walk in his room, a bathroom, Oh, Mimi saw me. I'm dead.
Treasure, what you got, Treasure?
All right. So this was such a good topic. Like, I've slept on this topic. I've been trying to figure it out. But I'm going to go with no. And here's why. Okay? Like, yes, we can do the best we can. We can, raise them right, make sacrifices, and we feel like we are sufficing for that male, side that needs to, help raise a man. But, and like I said, I will say this. I know a lot of excellent men, that was raised by single moms, and I mean excellent. My very best friend was raised by a single mom in the hood, and he just beat all odds on every level. I'm gonna just say that. So yes, it's very possible. However, I am a firm believer that men needs to be raised, young boys needs to be raised up to men with a 2-parent household. Like they just need it. That's the reason why. Like, for example, my son, like I keep telling y'all, he's only 6. I've been a single mom with him, making every sacrifice I can, and the boy was just running wild, and baby, I whoops ass. Okay, so he used to get that ass whoop. I don't take it easy on him. I'm not the most feminine female myself, so I try to make sure that I get that masculine energy in him from me. But it was not until I met a man who took in my son like he's very own, and now we have our own son and we're raising our children in a 2-parent household. I start to see such a difference in my son. Simple things, like just very, very, just subtle things, simple things, but things that he was missing, things that he needed. So I'm a firm believer that men and women need to be in the household, 2-parent household, right? Like it's not impossible to raise an excellent man. Like I said, I know plenty, living testimony. It's not impossible, but I do believe that every child needs a man. Like, for example, me, trying to teach my son how to ride a bike. He fall off the bike 2 times. Oh no, baby, come here. Let me hug you. Come here. We try again tomorrow. No. His daddy trying to teach him how to ride a bike. Get up, bro. Shake it off. Get back on it. You got it. You good. We need that type of balance. Us as mothers, we just have, we tend to coddle our sons. We don't think we're coddling them. We're coddling them. They need
I know my husband says that I made my son into a big baby.
Yes.
What kind of baby?
A big baby.
Yes.
Like, well, he's my baby.
I know, and I feel the same way.
I do agree with you. And then, they do need a positive male role model.
Yeah, they do. And like, for example, my son, he liked this toy or whatever, and it comes off. It looks like a boy's toy because it's called Bluey. I don't know if y'all familiar with that. It's the Bluey toy, and it's a blue dog.
Dog, yes.
Yeah, so I bought him the toy. I'm like, oh, here you go. Now, come to find out, the toy talk, and it's a girl's toy, and it says little female phrase like, "Oh, for real life, for this, for that," And then my son was talking. I said, "Why you keep talking like that?" Come to find out, it's a girl's toy. So so his dad, he said, "No, throw it away." He said, "Throw it away." He said, "Get it out." He said, "No, don't give him that toy." I say, "Why? It's just a toy." He said, "Just trust me, listen to my judgment, and I fall back and I let him do that." So that's why I just say that I do believe men need that equal balance, and if they don't have that man in the household, of course they need a father figure somewhere. An uncle, a pawpaw, boys and girls program, like whatever the case may be, they need that father figure. But I do believe that it's best if children, a young girl and a young boy, is both raised in the household, because we just need that balance. Yep. I just feel like we just need that balance to balance each other out. But it's not possible. I know a single dad raising a girl, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like we need that balance.
Yeah. But you know what? It's okay. Well, let's just say, like, I remarried when my children were young. And I'm divorced, of course, because he saw me. He had blinders. He didn't see these 2 individuals right here that I'm bringing into the world. And the way I look at it years later is like, you were jealous of them. So we got to be careful of what we bring around them.
True.
I had to say, I'm raising 2 individuals to come into this world, into this society, who are going to be strong individuals, and be damned if anybody's going to try and take anything from them, make them feel little, make them feel insecure and everything. I had to cut that off, okay? Because that wasn't any love or anything. Maybe I just settled. I will say that I settled, and that wasn't good for me or my kids. When I saw what he was doing to them mentally, we suffered mental, emotional, not physical, because you would not be talking to me now. I would be getting cigarettes, okay? Yeah, I would say that's the only thing I can think you can bring to me, okay? Because I'll give you cigarettes and stay off my butt. But you got to be careful who we bring around them.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. Your husband took on your baby, okay? Which I thought that would happen, but my children's dreams, he was trying to shoot them down. He has come back since they're mature and adults and apologized. Because he saw my son achieve what he wanted to do. My daughter achieved her goals. So I'm just saying, be careful who we bring around them. That male may see one thing and we don't know, what that mentality is of that broken man that came into our household who tried to break our children,
Well, I'm sorry. Me and my brothers, we ran off to a man from my mama.
I know y'all did. Okay.
You ran off from me
Get
from my
down
mama.
to come hang with me.
Come on.
And there's one that has that my little brother ran out so bad. We don't know what this man is today.
He said, "Oh,
He just one day he just up and moved out, and we don't know where he is. And we have not heard from him since. When I tell you my little brother was an asshole to him, listen. Like me and my other brother, we was cool. Not like cool with him. We did him wrong in a nice way. But my little brother, he did him wrong in a wrong way and let him know you can't be doing it. You gotta go.
But was your mother happy?
No. Okay, so she was happy in the beginning. She was happy in the beginning. But then later on, we started seeing how she was, how she was feeling. We're like, oh no, we can't have this. Oh no. You want to get one kind of me, my mama said, one. And you probably won't get a one whole time. Just a little bit. It's time for you to go. See, me and my other brother, we was gradually, little by little, pushing him out. My other brother just straight on pushed him out. Like I said, he just moved out one day. We don't know where the hell he was.
Is there a grave in the backyard? Is there a grave in the backyard?
you okay?
All right. So real quick, we're not gonna waste a lot of time on this final topic, but I feel like it's a very deep topic. This is what we're gonna close out on. This topic is, y'all ready? How do you break the fatherless son cycle? Okay. How do you break the fatherless son cycle? Who wants to tackle this?
Be careful who you sleep with.
Yeah, I was just about to say, simple as that. I was just about to say, don't open your legs to a man who don't want to be a father. And, because things happen, we all know things happen. You got to really make a good decision, about what you want to do moving forward. Because I just feel like if a man tells you that he does not want to be part of the child life, you should do a lot of reconsidering in your head. But because it's our bodies, we're emotional, we got that attachment instantly, sometimes we don't make the best decisions. We just try to make the best possible outcome that can affect that child, So I'm not going to agree one way or another. I'm not going to say get the abortion if he tells you to get the abortion. I'm not going to say that. I'm 100% pro-choice. But to stop that matter before it even starts, be careful who you're dealing with. That's just all I can really say. I know people, I ain't gonna say none of my friends' names just in case y'all watch it, but I got friends, who may have did what they did on the first night, first week, and boom, turned out to be excellent fathers. And I have other friends who've been with guys for years, and then as soon as they get pregnant, he gone. You know what I'm saying? So it could go either way depending on who you're dealing with. All I can just really say is know who you're dealing with, or even furthermore, don't have any children until you marry. I would just take it all the way back and say that. So, yeah, that's it for me. And I learned my lesson, so just say it. Learn my lesson.
Okay. I didn't intend for mine to be fatherless, so they did have their fathers, but
exactly.
It's like, I'm grateful I have both of mine, and God only makes male and female, and that's all he gave me because I'm crazy, and I would instill craziness on them. Okay. So, but I see people, younger ladies, I'm friends with people of all ages, but most of my friends, female friends, are younger. And when you want to protect somebody from themselves and you can't, it's like you can see something and like, he is not what you think he is. Please, the discernment needs to kick in. Next thing you know, you got somebody pregnant. Or I can tell you a real life story. Someone got pregnant from another man while their husband was in the military. That other man didn't want the baby. So now your husband didn't do it. Kept the baby. The real dad don't want it. The husband came back and He's raising the child.
Wow.
Okay. Kudos to him. Okay.
Yeah. Stand up guy.
Yeah, very stand up, But that young lady is like, she didn't learn her lesson because now she's trying to sneak and show the baby to the daddy who didn't want it, who signed off the paternity papers. Okay.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get into that. How do we end the fatherless cycle? Okay, yeah, we know. Don't open your legs. I'm one. I made all the mistakes.
They're mistakes. They're blessings now.
I'm talking about now my kids' blessings, but I'm talking about as far as the not learning my lesson. I didn't learn my lesson for a while, growing up as a teenage parent. And if I always say stuff if someone is listening to me, first things first, watch who you opening up your spirit to.
Because letting spirits in you.
Oh, you letting them in you. Everybody that you consummate with them. Them spirits entering into you. The spirits that they consummating with, them spirits entering into you times 2. So just think about, you already got, even if you sleep with one person that you really ain't, conducive with, you still sleeping with more than one. You still got more than one body count. So this whole body count thing, how we end the fatherless cycle is, okay, you made the choice now, and this man might not want the child, or this girl might not want the child. But since we're talking about fatherless cycle, if man don't want the child, okay, cool. Where the cycle needs to end is, don't try to make someone be a father.
Right.
Because if you try to make someone be a father, you are going to run yourself crazy. I'm talking to you from experience. You are going to run yourself crazy trying to make somebody be a father they never wanted. Okay, now you done made the choice. This man don't want to be a father to your child. You don't grow up hating this child because the father don't want them. You don't grow up with this, you don't raise this child telling this child that all men are like his father that ran out on him. You don't even, when you get the father in your child's life, you don't continue to dwell on what the one that left and ran away did. You don't even speak on it. You let your child know, okay, yes, the truth is that you did have a biological father, biological dad. But the man that's in your life, he's there. If he's been there for 10 years plus, 7 years plus, he ain't going nowhere, everything is cool, that's your father. So a lot of the way that we can deal with that fatherless son cycle is let the man in your life be the father. And we talk about friends, and I do have that experience with some friends that didn't allow their husband or man that God blessed them with to come into their life to even have a say so in the child's life. And if you don't ever let that man become the father that you trust in him to be, without taking your hands off, then you're going to continue to replicate the perpetual cycle of fatherless sons, because you want who the father is to step up and be the father, but you can't run your sons down into the dirt because their father didn't want to be around. And you also have to promote the positive male influences in his life without throwing shade. Don't even mention the man that left. If he left, he left. Yes. He's a non-factor. But you need to embrace what's in your life. Who's the man in your children's life? Who's the father figures around? Embrace them so your child won't even have to live with healing from a fatherless son cycle. And so that's my take on that one.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to weigh in on this particular topic?
I mean, they said it all. Like I said before, my husband was raised by a single mom, obviously not voluntarily. She thought that he was going to be there, but she did what she had to do, and she raised my husband. But we were pretty young when we had our son. So at 19 and 20, we didn't know we would get married a few years later. But he said, whatever, regardless of what happens between us, like, I'm going to be here for my son. Like, I know my son's in the world. Like, he's going to be taken care of. So thankfully I have a good one. But I mean, it does come down to just, you have to be careful of who you let in your life. And when you have a child already that doesn't have a father figure, you want to find those positive role models, whether it comes from a stepfather or aunt, uncle, or I mean uncle, grandpa, whatever. I mean, they need a positive role model.
Those children will come back with so much love because, like I said, my oldest is 21, and I'll be like, if I don't address my husband as, oh yeah, well, your father said, my son, he'll correct me in a heartbeat. He'll be like, that ain't my bonus dad, that ain't my stepdad, that's mama, that's my daddy, for real. Stop playing.
That's beautiful.
So that's amazing, you know, coming from
that much love coming.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that concludes our topics for today. Very good topics. Very great responses. Like, very great responses. I do want to do a part 2 to this and bring some guys on. So if y'all husbands want to come on, please invite them. I would love that. I want to see how the guys react to you all's responses to some of these. And I do have some more topics as far as, you know, a house with both parents in it, especially this gender role in the. Say the word again for me, Alex.
Toxic masculinity.
There you go. Yeah. So yeah, I do want to make sure I touch on those two, for sure. So give us some time to put together. People keep calling me up. I'll leave for Alabama tomorrow night. So
congratulations!
Thank you.
So happy for you.
It's our first in-person rehearsal. So with both hands.
Growing up.
You said what happened?
I said our Cortez growing up.
Yes. He's getting on gone now.
Listen, I gotta do it. And Deborah is part of the production, so.
Congratulations!
I'm telling you, I'll be watching them movies. I'll be up at there go Cortez.
Have y'all seen Out in the South yet?
Yes, hold on. Have I seen Out in the South? Is that
Out in the South?
Is it on Tubi?
No, that's not on Tubi. That's actually on Instagram. Not Instagram. YouTube. I end up changing the background. But give me a second.
Go look for Out in the South, okay?
That's what I'm writing down.
Well,
I need to go check it out too.
Let me see.
You know.
Yeah, Out in the South. It's on YouTube. It's 6 episodes. It's a mini series. It's 6 episodes, and yeah, y'all should check it out. I know I'm changing the background, y'all, but I'm trying to find the trailer for it.
I got pregnant during that production.
Yes, you did.
I got pregnant.
It's like, how'd you do that? Okay? Your role did not call for pregnancy, okay? I'm like, is she pregnant? How?
I'm trying to get y'all something real quick.
And the two babies all looking the same, okay? How you do that? They look like you.
Yep.
No, yes, I did watch this.
Oh, so you don't remember me?
No, yes, I do remember you. Yes,
I'm the first thing open up the whole show.
Listen, my daughter over here like.
So y'all know Treasury is in there also.
I see. I don't remember seeing.
Okay, I'm going to watch this tonight. We're gonna watch this tonight.
All I can say is that's not me. I'm acting. Okay, I'm acting.
It's her.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure. I was like, did I see her on Tubi, or did I see her on something else, or did I see her in one of the auditions or something when you came on, Miss Deborah?
I've been in a lot of stuff, honey.
Yeah,
I
she's
can't
in
tell.
town
You never
now.
know. And I've gained weight with the COVID now.
Hey, I mean, we all gained a few pounds during
I'm
quarantine.
looking at my face now. I'm like, who is this charming woman? I got to get back on something. Sitting up here every day.
Come on, babe.
Yeah, out in the South was fun. I can't wait till we get back to, next
You want
series.
something?
Hmm?
It was definitely fun. I couldn't be no pregnant stud, so I had to sit it out.
You said you could do. You said you could do what again, Treasure?
I couldn't be no pregnant stud. They say, wait a minute now, you over there sneak dicking.
Oh my God.
No, you're not really what you're portraying yourself to be,
Baby,
Exactly.
she told me she was pregnant. I said, Treasure.
Oh, that's the worst thing to tell your producer. Like, oh my God, I'm having a baby. Like,
yeah, shoot me from here on up. Shoot me from here on up. That's all.
Right.
And she was playing a lesbian, and she was a stud. So I'm like, we can't have that. That's not what that character is.
gotta sit here and not like I did one time.
You did that. Wait a minute. Okay, so in real life, you're not that. Okay.
I mean, it do happen.
I'm ready to get back into action now.
I mean, it do happen. There are some pregnant lesbian women out here, the studs.
Twins.
But that character wasn't supposed to be pregnant.
Look, we have the result of a lesbian getting pregnant. He's 5 years old now. He's my adopted in my heart grandbaby. Okay? It's like, that girl wasn't a lesbian. She took some dick. Are we on live still?
We've been saying it all night too.
But everybody's business out there on Facebook.
That wasn't two lesbians. They took dick that night. I can't understand it. It was a threesome. Somebody lied. Why are the 3 of y'all and 2 of y'all lesbians? Something wrong. Oh my goodness.
Y'all crazy. Well, I'm trying to show the trailer to out in the South, but it's taking a while to upload because it's a super trailer, the one that we've been used to promote. So it's still trying to upload. But yeah, y'all. Tonight was a good show. I do appreciate each and every last one of y'all for jumping on and taking on these topics. There was some deep topics that people don't like to talk about in their household. And I feel like we should talk about things like this more, not just in the Black community, but in all communities in the household. Because I do want to have the conversation about that new bill they just passed in Florida. What it is, the Don't Say Gay bill or whatever. What the new bill called in Florida? Is it Don't Say Gay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God! It's a new. So basically, it's one of the things to where you're not able to bring up anything pertaining to LGBT. I think within schools and businesses. So right now, Disney World is having an issue. All the schools is having an issue. The LGBT community in Florida is having an issue with it. The reason why Disney World having an issue with it because Disney World funded and backed up this particular bill. And mind you, Disney World have a lot of LGBT people working for them.
It just
So
came
they
from
ready
there.
to protest and walk out. But yeah, it's gonna. Oh, here you go. It came up, y'all. So after the trailer, we'll go ahead and end the show, and then we'll keep everybody updated for the for our next show. But here's the trailer to Out in the South.
Don't look at me, you're dead to me, Maurice. Now get the fuck out of here.
So y'all, what are we doing? I think we should rally on the strip. Rally on the strip for what? It's not our own people killing us.
One day I was over there and I overheard him talking to his friends about the gay people.
My mother was a lesbian. She left my father for a woman.
Just because Chris came and tried to holler at you, didn't mean you had to take the bait. You should have shut that shit down and not even go along with it.
Stay the fuck out my face with that bullshit. Or what? Or what? What the fuck you gonna do?
Mama, have anybody seen Maurice? No, what's going on? Another attack.
Wait, how do you know about Daniel?
I ain't had nothing to do with Justin and any of them other folks getting hurt. And if you say that I did, then we got a problem. Word on the street that you or somebody you might know something about that text that's been going on around here.
Why can't you accept me like Kimberly accepts her daughter?
When you're sober, that is when we'll have this conversation. Oh my God, mama. Wow, that dude doesn't care. You know this.
Maurice, it's time for you all to come together and talk and just let bygones be bygones.
No.
For the first time in my life, I'm scared.
This is award worthy.
I remember that.
I'm going to watch that tonight.
So it's not on Prime, and it's not on Prime, and it's not on the other streaming services anymore. But it is on YouTube. All 6 episodes is on YouTube. It is a mini series, so the episodes are probably roughly 10 to 12 minutes long. But the last 2 episodes are actually longer because it's like a 2-part season finale. So yeah, take a peek at those. And the stuff that happens in that particular series are actually true events that actually happen around the Dallas area. So when you watch it, it's going to make sense to you. With that being said, I do again thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I do thank my entire panel for jumping on and having these topics. Our very next show is going to be Troubled America Volume 4. I haven't got a title yet, so if y'all want to throw me a title for that one where we have the guys and the women together, throw me a couple of titles and I'll play around with them. Give us a while. We'll probably do that next month. I want to do this probably once a month.
Okay.
I think I want to do this once a month. So let's start doing it once a month. Get it out there so we can talk about some deep stuff. And yeah, so everybody have a good night. I will see y'all next year. And yeah,
you will not do us like that.
Right. He tried to slide.
No.
He tried to be slick.
Yeah.
And everybody and remember, always walk around and make a bold statement, okay? I have my bold statement here. Alex has a bold statement.
Oh.
We'll get y'all one. But yeah, make a bold statement, y'all. And yeah, I have a very, very great night in the broadcast.
Bye, y'all.